How is it okay that they're gonna lose their health care so that billionaires, I'm not just even picking just on you, but billionaire families like your own, can get a tax break? Secretary McMahon is a billionaire. I think she made a bunch of her money on WWE. Get her! A Trump buddy and mega donor. And so basically she bought her way into being Secretary of Education, not to actually help with education, but her job that she was assigned to by Donald Trump was to take apart the Department of Education, which I don't know if anybody's ever been Secretary of Education in order to get rid of education before. And I don't think any WWE billionaire has ever helped run the government lately, but that's what her job is. You rarely get a chance to talk to a billionaire or ask them under oath what they're gonna do with tax breaks that they're getting. And so I felt like everyday Americans deserve to hear why she needed millions more dollars while they're cutting kids' lunches, cutting kids' healthcare and kicking them off of Medicaid in Trump's big, awful bill. They're doing all of that only really for one reason, which is to give ultra wealthy people like Secretary McMahon extra money. If you already have a couple yachts, do you really need a third one? Look, I represent the great state of Texas. I represent Central Texas, where LBJ was once a member of Congress and then President of the United States. And LBJ signed Medicare and Medicaid into law, basically saying students in places like Texas who sometimes couldn't go see a doctor deserve to have health care.
I'll spend the goddamn money. I may cut back some tanks, but not on health.
And here we are 60 years later with the Trump administration basically trying to destroy Medicaid as we know it, kick 12 million off of their Medicaid, all to give people like Linda McMahon more money. They want millions and millions of dollars more for God knows what. Can you share with us how much you and your family will receive in tax benefit if this Republican tax proposal gets pushed through?
No, I've not sat down and worked with my accountants.
They can't even answer that question under oath. I think we have to stop being so damn polite to folks that are taking advantage of the American worker. If we're passing a bill that kicks kids off of their health care in order to give you a few $million bucks, what do you need the several $million bucks for? But just asking the question is considered really rude around here. I think at the end of the day, what is, I think, so discouraging about politics right now is how folks that have millions or billions of dollars feel like they can get away with anything, and the folks that are working 50, 60, 70 hours a week feel like just one little screw up can screw everything up. At minimum, I feel like right now so many people feel like there's just no accountability for these folks. You're taking their health care away so that you can have more money. You at least under oath have to get asked, why do you want more money while you're screwing over working class kids, the kids of police officers and school teachers and custodians? I want people in Texas and all across the country to know that all hope is not lost, that we still live in a democracy, even though people like Trump and Elon Musk are trying to treat our country like one of their companies where they get to call all the shots. People all over this country in times just like this, in the 1920s, when the robber barons, the Elon Musks of their day had taken over the government, people didn't just give up and doom scroll and say there's nothing we can do about it. No, they organized and fought back and elected FDR as president, and that's why we have Social Security, and that's how the New Deal was created. In the 1960s, in places like Texas, right, you had the segregationists running this country, and people didn't just let them do whatever it is they want. They marched and they rallied and they elected new candidates and they went out to vote, and that is how we eventually got LBJ to create Medicare and Medicaid and pass the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act so that all sorts of people could vote and demand better from their government, and we need a whole lot better right now.